This is the Royal We. My name is Kevin. We're going to talk about breaking the generational curses of toxic parents and siblings. Now, for those of you who are Patreon members of the Royal We, I will be posting bonus material that looks in depth at the ancient understanding of parent-sibling relationships. Now, if you're not a Patreon member yet, check the link down below or right above my head and consider supporting the Royal We through Patreon. Now, we're going to go hang out underneath the gateway of the West and talk more about breaking these generational curses right now.
We have been given such a false narrative in this world. Separate from your parents. In my situation, I had no, because the role of a parent is the role of responsibility. That's it.
Now I want to talk about this generational curse issue from the perspective of what's called an adult child, which, by the way, that's part of the curse that we're going to break in this video. There's no such thing as adult child. You're either a child or you're an adult. One is immature and irresponsible, the other is mature and responsible. So in this video, we want to shatter that thing in the middle and make a decision that is both mature and responsible for your life. But from this place, we want to talk about the relationship with toxic parents that can best be defined as an overt narcissistic, controlling, abusive father and a covert narcissistic, emotionally absent mother. We'll also throw into the mix brothers and sisters who fight and demean and devalue for some kind of position or status in the family dynamic. The question is it okay to go no contact and detach and separate yourself from this dysfunctional, toxic family if it means that's what it takes to break the generational curse from your life? This is a good question. Toxic and dysfunctional families are very messed up hierarchies. And I say messed up because it's not the hierarchy in and of itself that's the issue. Most families are a hierarchy. Most corporations are a hierarchy. Governments are a hierarchy. So long as there's checks and balances in place to keep everything balanced, it could be a good thing. But with a toxic, dysfunctional family, that's not the case. There's an authority, and then there's everything else underneath. Now, what would the authority be in the toxic, dysfunctional family that you have been connected to? Some of you might say, well, that authority is the narcissistic, abusive father. Others of you might say, well, that authority is the narcissistic, controlling mother. And I'd say those are both incorrect. There's an authority even above the father and the mother in toxic, dysfunctional families. And that authority is the chosen lifestyle. The authority in toxic, dysfunctional families is drug use. The authority in the toxic, dysfunctional families is adultery. The authority in some cases is murder. The authority in some cases is witchcraft disguised as religion. This is the authority. This is what even the parents serve. It's what they live for. They put this authority and lifestyle above everything else, above their kids, above their friends, above their own lives. They choose to serve that. Now, somebody made a comment, parents do the best they can with the tools they've been given. I disagree. Parents do the best they can with the tools they've chosen. Listen, we've all been given tools of destruction at some point in our life. It's not the tools that we've been given that define us. It's the tools that we choose to use that define us. Right now in this video, I'm choosing to use the tool of a sword to cut you free from generational curses. And that's my choice. The generational curse is that you belong to that hierarchy. And that's what we're going to break right now because you don't belong to that hierarchy. In the ancient texts of the Bible, some of the oldest instructions that we have known to man, it's written in the beginning, therefore a person shall leave the mother and father. Now I want you to remember this. The word spoken is a person shall leave. That's a word of authority. It's an instruction given to you. It's not a person might want to leave the mother and father. A person might want to think about going no contact. No, it's a person shall. They lived by that principle. Why? What does leave mean? It means you detach, you get out from under the authority, not only of the parents, but of their chosen lifestyle. That is what you're leaving. And this is how you break the generational curse. You get out from underneath that lifestyle. Listen, even if you are the scapegoat, you're in that position because you are agreeing to that position and therefore agreeing to the lifestyle that the parents have chosen. Only when you understand this instruction, therefore leave. Get out from the authority of the parents, get out from the authority of the lifestyle, and be united with a new partner and make your own new life. That's an instruction given. I want you to speak that out anytime you feel guilt and shame for detaching from your parents and from the messed up hierarchy and the toxic, dysfunctional authority over your parents' lives. I go more in depth about the ancient biblical perspectives of sibling and parent relationships on my Patreon, so visit Join the Royal We on Patreon and consider supporting the Royal We so you can have access to that material. Also, if you like this video, I have another video that deals with similar topic that's very good. It's called The Narcissist That Refuses to Let Go. I also talk about the dysfunctional sibling relationships in that video. It has lots of views. It's very helpful, so watch that video. The link is right there. Be sure to like and subscribe, and I'll be back with more right here on the Royal We.